What is really going on between Funke Akindele and Toyin Abraham? Have you ever gone to greet someone with a smile only to be ignored, like you were not even there? That kind of moment can make you feel small, confused, and even embarrassed. That is exactly the kind of moment that has been trending online. This story started at a movie premiere. It was a big event. Many celebrities were there. Cameras were flashing, people were smiling, and everything looked normal. But then something happened that caught the eye, and that small moment turned into a very big conversation. That is the first story. But there is another story, a deeper and more emotional one, involving Apostle Chibuzo Chinyere and a young man he adopted, an autistic man. According to reports, the young boy was abandoned in front of the Apostles' Gate many years ago. He took in the child, raised him, cared for him, and brought him up as his own. The boy is autistic, and over time, the Apostle became both a father and a guardian to him. Now, fast forward to today, the same Apostle came online to publicly look for a wife for that young man. What started as a simple announcement quickly turned into a major discussion online, and not long after, news of a wedding followed. Now, these are two stories, one about a moment of silence that spoke loudly, another about a life decision that raised many questions. Both are trending right now and both are controversial. So guys, stay with me to the end of this one, because in this video, you are not just hearing one story, you are getting two, and they are both deeper than they look. Hit on that subscribe button and make sure you drop a comment at the end of this video.
Jewel TV.
Okay, going back to Funke Akindele and Toyin Abraham's incident, the actress walked up to them to greet them at the table. We could see Aboy also there. And from what people saw in the video trending online, she greeted them politely. One of them responded to her greeting and the other also responded. But when she got to Funke Akindele, she did not respond at all. She kept a straight face, no smile, no eye contact, no reaction at all. I mean, look at the screen. Just silence. That moment lasted only a few seconds, but those few seconds were enough to shake social media. So this is what has been trending, and now you may be wondering, why is this such a big issue? Simple, because people feel greeting someone is a basic respect. Okay, in many cultures, especially here in Nigeria, greeting is not just a formality. It is a sign of respect, maturity, and good upbringing. So when people saw that moment, many felt something was wrong. So are these guys having problem? What could have caused this? Why would Funke ignore Toyin in that manner? As expected, people online had different opinion. Some people did not hold back at all. They said, no matter the issue, greet and move on. That is pride. That is not maturity. To them, it does not matter if two people have issues. When you are in public, you should act with respect. You do not have to start a long conversation. Just say hello and keep it moving. Simple. That is what they believe is the right thing to do. And then we have this other group, that said she was just being real. This group looked at it differently. They said, if we are not good in private, then why should we pretend in public? Not everyone likes to fake relationships. At least she was honest. To them, pretending is worse than ignoring. They believe it is better to be real than to act for the camera. So this set of people gave it to Funke Akindele for being real and not, trying to sugarcoat anything. And then there are these people who also refuse to take sides. This third group, we call them the we don't know everything group. Okay, so they said we only saw a short clip. We don't know what happened before this. There might be a deeper story according to them, and honestly, this group might be the most reasonable group. Or guys, what do you think? Well, for me, somehow I think I should be in this group, because one short video cannot explain everything. Okay, so what could have caused all this? Now, let's be honest. People don't just ignore each other for no reason, right? So what could have caused this? Some people believe it could be, old misunderstanding, personal issues, competition in the industry, or something that happened behind the scenes. But here is the truth. Nobody outside their circle knows exactly what had happened. Everything else is just guessing, except if one of them comes out to say. Okay, so the big question from this story is this. This situation has raised many important questions. Should you pretend to be okay with someone in public, even when you are not okay with that person in private? Or should you stay real and not pretend at all? Think about it. If you greet someone you don't like, people will say you are fake, right? But if you don't greet them, people will still say you are proud. So what is the right answer? Was Funke right? Was, Toyin right? There is no perfect answer to this. That is why this conversation is not even ending anytime soon, except one of them comes out to say what really happened. Well, Toyin Abraham has dropped a message saying, if I ever greet her again, that means I'm a bastard. She dropped this and unfollowed Funke Akindele immediately. Okay guys, so that's it for the first story. Okay, now another story that got people talking is the Apostle Chibuzo and his autistic son's marriage. So let's get into it now. I guess some of you must have known about Apostle Chibuzo Chinyere. He's a well-known Nigerian pastor and the founder of Omega Power Ministry, also known as OPM. If you know anything about him, you will know one thing. He is known for helping people. Over the years, he has taken in abandoned children, sponsored education for many, and helped people who have nowhere to go or who had nowhere to go. Now, this particular story about this boy. According to what is shared online, this boy was abandoned as a child and that he was dropped at the gate of the apostles' residence many years ago. Think about that for a moment. A small child left at someone's gate. No parents, no explanation, no direction, just left there. And instead of turning the child away, the apostle took him in. He raised him, he fed him, and he trained him. Over time, that boy grew up under his care. But this boy is autistic, which means his life's journey is different and he would need special care, understanding, and support. Now, fast forward to recently. A video started trending online. In that video, the apostle came out publicly with a message. He said he was looking for a wife for this young man. And not just quietly, it was a public call. That was what shocked people, because this is not something you usually see online, especially in this part of the world, Nigeria. So why did he do it? From his own explanation, his intention was clear. He said he wants the boy to have a companion, have someone who will care for him, and have a future where he is not alone. According to him, he said the boy is matured and needed a partner, as he has been displaying some signs, even to the point of the boy, masturbating, touching his private parts and all of that. So he thought about it and decided that finding a partner for him would be the best thing and the right thing to do.
Let us hear from Daddy G on yourself. So sir, you said you want to get this young man married and he has a condition, a health condition that doesn't even allow him to talk. Why do you want to get him married?
Because the sympathy and pity I have on him, because right now he doesn't even know what is going on with him. As he's growing and growing, there is this uncontrollable sexual urge happening to him. He stays, he will to masturbate. My fear is let him not, let him not go to a state that he will just maybe hijack a child and forcefully, do something. So it is out of that sympathy. Okay, let me marry him out. I'll pay the bride price. Then the person will receive accommodation
in an estate.
Yes, in an estate, and be receiving monthly salary for life.
What happens when he is no longer there? Who will take care of the boy? That is the question he was trying to answer. Now, this story didn't just stay hidden. It was brought into the public by a content creator and blogger known as Lucky Udu. Lucky is one who interviewed him and shared the story online. And once it got online, that was it. The conversation exploded. Immediately people reacted, and the reactions were strong. Some people were not happy at all. They said, why would you look for a wife like this publicly for an autistic person? This is not a job application. It feels disrespectful to women. A lot of condemnation. Some even went further. They said it looked like the woman would be coming for benefits. The marriage might not be based on love, and it could be unfair to the man or even the autistic man. Another question popped up. If this was a woman with autism, would people do the same thing? Would there be a man to come marry her? That question changed the conversation because it made people to think about fairness. Would society react the same way, or is there a double standard? Another major thing people focused on was what the woman would gain, because from the outside, people assumed financial support, gifts, stability, and a comfortable life. And this raised more concern because when people believe someone is entering a marriage for benefits, it changes how they see that same relationship. After the criticism, the apostle came back online. He addressed the issue. He made it clear that he was just trying to help the autistic guy. He made it clear that he was not trying to disrespect women. He was not trying to offer anybody. He was only trying to just help the guy. He explained that his intentions was pure, and from his point of view, this was about care and not control. He even tried to calm the situation and correct how people understood his message.
I apologize openly. I'm not apologizing on proxy. I'm doing the apology myself. I am very, very sorry. But I was taken out of context. I put a caregiver. The caregiver is taking care of him. So when the caregiver said he cannot take care of this boy, they said, what's the problem? He said that the boy is, whenever he taking back, this thing will stand. I said, you are a man now, it's same thing now. He said, no, I beg, say this is not, listen, it's okay. Why go and get a female partner? But that would be like fornication. And that would provoke God. But so that whether that will come, because he doesn't know anything. If now you look at him, number one, I'm scared. Number two, I have pity, because he doesn't understand. If maybe he understands something, maybe you explain to him what is going through his system.
Even after the explanation, people were still not on the same page. Some people said, okay, we understand him now, while others still said, no, the approach is still wrong. Because for many reasons, the issue was not just, the intention, it was the method. Just when people were still talking about this, boom, another update came out. The boy had gotten married already. And this happened very quickly because according to what people were saying online, it was just a few days, barely 3 days after the viral video, was there. And then the shock that came to people again is that the young guy has finally been married to a single woman of God. This has now, made people more curious, and they're asking questions that why was this rushed? Did both of them even fully understand what they are entering? Was there enough time for proper decision? Like, everything just went too fast. Even this lady, is she mentally prepared for what, she's going into? Some people were happy, some weren't, people just said different things. And some said at least the boy is no longer alone, while others still showed concern if this boy will be treated well. Now, the real issue behind everything is this. This story is not really about marriage alone. It is about responsibility, care, consent, and intention. But before I get into this, let's look at the benefits this woman will be gaining from marrying this young man. So, as part of the blessings for marrying this guy, Pastor Chibuzo is supporting the marriage with 10 million naira wedding gift, a free house and accommodation in an estate, overseas vacation, and 20 million naira after 10 years if the boy is still alive, and many more gifts still coming. Also, members of the Omega Power Ministry have shown great support. One member donated 1 million naira and another donated 200,000 naira. In the course of the ceremony, Pastor Chibuzo was happy and said that the boy had started feeding himself without assistance, and he strongly believed that the boy by 6 months time will completely be healed and will begin to speak. So these are what is attached to this marriage. And well, to the glory of God, the boy was married on the 29th of March 2026. So on one side you have a man who has spent years helping people, even taking them in, as abandoned children. On the other side, you have a decision that many people feel should be handled more privately and carefully. So I ask, was it right or wrong? There is no simple answer. Why some people are supporting it is because everyone deserves love and the boy deserves companionship. The apostle is thinking about this boy's future. Why others disagree is because of this. They say that marriage should not be arranged publicly. It must involve full understanding and it should not look like an exchange, But at the end of the day, this guy is autistic, so he might not also really be knowing what is going on around him. Well, people with their different opinion. But at the end of the day, this is one of those situations where intentions may be good, but the method raises questions. And that is why people are still talking about it. Now, when you look at both stories, one about a greeting that didn't happen and another about a marriage that happened very fast, you start to see something. People react quickly, but the full story is always very deep.